Welcome, precious souls. Welcome to my happy space. It's always so good to be down here talking to you, delivering wonderful words of wisdom from our beautiful spirit team. I've said my prayers. I've asked for the highest guidance for those who find themselves to this video at this time. So hopefully we can come up with something here that you need to hear. I'm going to do a 10-card reading. So settle in, get your popcorn, cushy warm blanket, and let's find out what you need to know on this day. I'll show you the cards as I get them. Some of these have been in some of our recent readings, even though I shuffled them so well. So we're still working through some of the same things. This was on the bottom. All right, let's crack this open. Let's unpack it. So the whole reading is about you turning in to get the answers. So you've got a lot of a spirit team here trying to talk to you, trying to give you messages. But because you keep your mind so busy, because you keep yourself so busy, you might not be hearing them, okay? Your challenge is, and this is one of the messages that they're trying to get across. I can feel another big old message coming through. They're trying to deliver this message, but this is also going to help you, they're saying, to connect better with them. And it's taking time to tap into some creative projects. It's very important. By tapping into your source energy or creative energy, it does help you align and become more fluid in these messages that they're trying to provide, which they're also saying have a lot to do with these creative projects. They're trying to get you in alignment with things that you've been asking for, and it has to do with you getting this creative energy flowing. So there might even be some blockages. This energy is going to be there regardless, and it has to come out one way or the other. So they're trying to get it to come out in a very positive, productive way where you're co-creating with them. Subconsciously, there are two things that you know on a subconscious level that if you put them together, they're going to create something incredible. Now this, I'm not sure, it's come from the 5D, from the spirit world, but it might be getting blocked, and maybe your conscious mind isn't aware of this because it's kind of sitting in the back there, okay? It's saying these two things that if you put them together, whether it's maybe a creative gift, an idea, something, you put these two things together and they will make something incredible. And that's got a lot to do probably with what is being channeled through to you at this time because it's in your subconscious, okay? All right. Cautiously, you are starting to realize that the lows are just as important as the highs in life, okay? You're probably learning that the low times, they're literally designed, just like in the winter, the animals, a lot of them hibernate, is when there's nothing big happening, not a lot of money. That's usually when you're getting called to rest, to be in receptive mode. Because soon enough, if you don't take that rest, you're going to be really tired when this big event happens or when you're being called to action. So it looks like you're starting to understand that life has its highs and lows. And in order to really appreciate the highs and to be prepared for the highs, you need to ride those lows and just exist with them. All right. Just recently, you did start to see beyond the illusion of our programmed world, okay? So you see life in a whole new way. You're starting to see the truth in things way more than you had in the past, things that you may have been told or programmed to believe, or ways that your mind may have projected, people, attitudes, places of work, anything. You're starting to see the truth behind it, okay? Wow, okay, fitting. In the near future, if you should take this challenge and go learn to turn within yourself for answers and be more creative so that that can flow, you're going to find it's a lot easier. Confirmation on my phone just now. It's a lot easier for you to drop the mask and be your true authentic self so that the right people can recognize you, the people in your soul tribe, your soul family, your soul groups that are meant to do the same things. They'll be able to find you. But also, I'm getting another nudge here. And they're saying also you will be able to see beyond those who are wearing masks. Okay? They're saying you will not only feel more comfortable dropping that mask, being more authentically you because you're leaning more on spirit. And you'll find very much that when you become more awake, that it's at first very difficult to still resonate with the same people you hung out with, same family members, the same friends, the same anything, employees that you work with, because you'll see that you are leveling up. You are becoming a more authentic version of yourself. You are more connected with spirit. And the world is still, some are very much, they've already been awake for a long time. Everybody's at a different phase. Some are absolutely reluctant. And so you will be able to see who's on your level, who has that awareness, and who's still wearing a mask, which is kind of a double-edged sword, but it is a beautiful gift. Everything that we have and experience is always a gift. It's something that serves us. So when you see it that way, it's easier to swallow that pill. All right. Right now, all of the beautiful seeds you've sown and the work you've done, they're all coming to fruition, okay? They have matured. There's maturity. And if you're not seeing them yet, you will be very, very, very soon, especially if you're tapping into this creative side, okay? I'm hearing that you might get some real breaks, some interesting opportunities come through that have to do with you following your dreams. They're going to be very obvious. You're going to see them for what they are, and some new opportunities to kind of break away from people that are wearing masks. And you will be required to be your authentic self to align with these, okay? To align with these blessings coming in. So your spirit guides are trying to get you to see how we're all connected. And this is really interesting because I had this weird little channeled, kind of a short channeled message earlier, just like less than an hour ago. And it came through as how really we are connected. We hear that 11:55 on the clock. That's so weird. So that's like double creativity and massive change, right? Like this is a big time for you. But sorry, getting back to the channeled message was we're not just connected energetically. We all are. We are just like electrical pulses that communicate in so many different ways. But we have existed in lifetimes together. Previously, we exist together. Often our worst enemies on earth are very much close to us in spirit, in the spirit world. And we come here to be a certain way, to act a certain way, to help each other learn beyond those things, those lessons, and to grow. So we have little contracts before we get here. But we are so connected where often it's the same people, quite a tight group of people that will recycle and come into the world. And we were family before, or we were friends or lovers before, you know what I mean? Or adversaries. But it's very interesting. And it's like even the people say it's, say someone has a boyfriend or a girlfriend that's cheating on them and they're with a karmic individual, a toxic person, and that person could have been your sister. You know what I mean? Like it's such a tight net. That's why we cannot allow ourselves to let ego run us. We need to have compassion for everyone. We don't need to, hang out with them. We don't need to sign up for anything with them. We always can trust our best, our inside spirit running through us, right? Our instincts, because we have discernment and we know who's for us, who's healed, who's not. But what I'm saying is one of the people that probably have annoyed you the most may very well be a bestie in the spirit world. So don't be cruel to each other. And when other people succeed, there's no room for jealousy or competitive behavior, because when they succeed, they help elevate the rest of us. So we need each other to succeed. And this is what's been really programmed backwards to us in this world to keep us small and vibrating at a low level. It's this competition, and girls need to be prettier than the last girl and this girl, and guys need to be more manly than it's all politicians, everything. It's all designed to separate us. We are all connected. So if I came up and poked you in the eye, I'm affecting me. I'm not going to do it. There have been people who are very, very, very deserving of their own karma. And I'm not going to play God and deliver it. You know why? Because I would be racking up my own karma, and I don't know the grand plan. I don't see the big picture with my limited mind as a human. I don't know what the big plan is necessarily. I know some of it. So why would I go around poking people, irritating people, trying to push their buttons, get them aggravated, or deliver some kind of resentment or vindictiveness when, for all I know, they might be my ally in another life, or they might be my ally in 2 months from now. Do you understand? There was always, I grew up hearing, believe nothing of what you see and only half of what you hear. But I think it's even stronger than that. Because in a world full of illusions, where you look at what they could do on TV now and on these reels that we see, they can make any reality up, right? This is the Matrix. They have amazing creative abilities to make something look so real that you honestly can't tell the difference. Like at this time, I could literally pull a mask off and it probably wouldn't even shock you. This is how it is. So deep down inside, your soul knows we are all connected on such a deeper level than we ever could imagine. And that's why we need to fight the temptation to bring harm or wish harm or think harm or do any harm or anything to anybody. They are an aspect of us. We share the same energy. So literally what you give out, you get back. This isn't just some cliche made up stuff that sounded really cool in some golden book somewhere. This is literally the case. And that's why also you don't want to hang out with people who are not being their authentic true self or working in the highest good, because you will wear their energy and therefore their karma. So you could be as good of a person as you want, but if you surround yourself with a bunch of people who have very negative, low vibrational energy, they're just going to pull you down. And that's why if you find that anything that you've deserved and worked for hasn't come in yet, you might be sitting in the shadow of somebody who has some karmic debt. Okay? That's why we don't hang out with, date, marry, stay with, or have private moments in the bedroom with anybody who is not healed, done the work, and is vibrating in the highest version of themselves, a much higher vibration, because it's not the kind of karma you want to wear. Okay, interesting. It was a short channel message, but that kind of went long. All right, so what you desire the most, but what we deny ourselves, because we're the only ones who ever hold us back. Only. We are the only ones who hold us back by not learning, by not doing what we feel called to do, and etc. Okay? What you're desiring is time alone, because you know that's going to help you connect better without everybody shoving their advice down your throat. Because nobody else knows what's better for you than you, because your spirit teams talk directly to you. So when other people come in and they're giving you advice and telling you this is what you need to do in your life and blah, 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 they have no idea. They have no idea the path that you've walked. They have no idea the path you're on. And they really, truly have no idea of what you came here to do, like you and your spirit team do, okay? So if you're denying yourself some time to get away and just be alone with your thoughts and your feelings and you're meditating, take the time. Trust me, you are the only one standing in your way. You can create the space. You can create the time. Make it a priority. If it's being called, if you're getting called to do it, that's what you do. The key is to realize you can absolutely fly like everybody else. It's a deeper understanding that we literally are the only things that hold ourselves back. We create our own boundaries through fears, insecurities, old beliefs that aren't true, by listening to others, by not being authentic, by carrying other people's burdens, by making excuses, by not making our dreams a reality, by not prioritizing them. These bars aren't real. They are an illusion. And just like all those beautiful birds, you can spread your wings anytime and be and do and achieve and become anything you want. Because if that message, if that dream, if that vision is in your mind, it was planted there from your spirit team. Why do you think you've always been called to do it? Right? So the question is, how long will you wait before you allow yourself the time away from everybody and all the noise to really tune into these beautiful spirits and your ancestors that are speaking to you and trying to push you in a certain area where you wanted to go. They know what your goals were. And then tapping into this creative side of yourself. And whatever you're thinking, just keep thinking bigger. You know you deserve so much. You've been through so much. You were meant for much bigger things. Remember, this was on the bottom of the deck, the conditioning card. You were conditioned to believe you were just like everybody else, like a mindless minion. Just do what everybody else is doing. Follow the lineup. Go to work this time. Do this. Make this much money. Get the house, the picket fence, the kids, whatever it is. The same old, you are not that. And you know, I struggle with the term chosen ones. You hear it all the time now. And you would not be here if you weren't chosen to have a higher purpose. Okay? There are some that were chosen to help others awaken. There were some that are chosen to help really stand up and like that you were the person who, I don't know why I'm struggling with this. I can't talk. Why can't I talk tonight? This is so weird. Maybe you need to speak up because usually I'm chatty Cathy, but the messages are like, it's like something's trying to stop me. Maybe you're someone who's not confrontational, but like a nonconformist, okay? But instead of using it to be the tough guy in the crowd, so to speak, like to fight against the people who are making common sense, maybe you were meant to be a nonconformist to change what society has tried to force us to do, and in a logical, sensible, productive fashion, make changes. Use your voice to speak the truth. That's not right. That's not fair. Changing the school systems, helping people. We all have a voice. And the voice is one of the most incredible tools, and our hands and our minds and anything, our writing, expressing, being creative. There are so many ways to get messages out, and everybody has their own way. So each of us were chosen and made the choice to reincarnate at this time to help by coming down here, learning through our karmic lessons, all of those horrible events in our life that we blamed everybody else when we were young because we didn't know any better, that we finally take accountability and go, oh, I was the people pleaser. Oh, I was the doormat. Oh, I was the avoidant. Oh, okay. And these all stemmed from my childhood. I see the cycles and lessons. I'm learning. You learn through them. Quit taking everything so personal. And all of the love and devotion that you gave to so many that didn't return it, you pour it into yourself. You devote it and focus it on any creative project at all is so important, okay? Whatever you're putting this into, these are the steps, guys. If I were to break it down in a nutshell, you're born, you work through these lessons because we chose the most perfect parents that are going to really set us up for some failures. God love them. We do love them because they are perfect in so many ways and not so perfect. And we have to learn the things that they didn't and that their parents didn't and whatever. And we also have to learn the labels we wore or the feelings we felt as a byproduct of some of their defense mechanisms. Get to that point. Turn the love within yourself. You finally advocate for yourself at some point. You're like, wait a minute. I'm not all these horrible things. And no, this relationship's not right for me. And I'm not just going to settle. No, this job isn't right. These guys are being mean. No, this isn't what I want. I know I deserve better. Bam. Then you get in, then you go through, and all of these lessons are meant to drive you there. It becomes so uncomfortable in relationships that you can't help but leave. So uncomfortable in jobs that you can't help but leave. Why do you think you also leave the nest at home? These are all catalysts. And each time you're leveling up and learning until finally you reach the point where you turn all the love within and you become so detached, yet so unconditionally lovingly. You can love everybody the same. You can love yourself the same because you see the bigger picture. You realize we are literally all the same. Little beautiful electric lights. We are a soul each, all in one, a soul with little bits and pieces off of it. We are souls who have come here to learn, evolve, and experience, which is a true blessing, to experience the physical world and to bring new creations into this physical world from our spirit team. And when we do that, you keep unlocking these beautiful gifts. You keep ascending. You keep evolving. And sometimes it'll look like you have 5 heads to the average person, because those who haven't gone through the healing of all this, those who haven't gone through all those steps, are they don't